It's the real estate show. We've come to sell DR.
Am I still on? Casa Linda. We're here with Steven Bowcutt today. He's the sales manager. We're going to talk about new developments and real estate inside Casa Linda. Welcome, buckle up and welcome aboard. All right. Well, just a couple of flubs with the open. Here's the website, buyincasalinda.com. My guest is sitting right in front of me, and you can't see him yet, but I'm going to switch over. Here we go. I'm producing my own show, obviously. Steven, thanks for the time. We've done this before, but I appreciate you're a really busy man, so thanks for taking the time to come in and
thanks for the invite.
And getting us all up to speed on Casa Linda. So Casalinda.com is the website, but just we've done this before, and you've done these intros before, including yourself and Casa Linda. So just tell us everything we need to know about the two, you and Casa Linda.
Well, first of all, if you go to the website, don't register there. Register with Jim. I think that's only fair. He's the one producing this show, and the objective is to find some buyers, some investors, whether you're moving here or investing here. So Casa Linda's been in development for over 30 years. We're now just over 500 villas. We almost every one of them have some sort of customization. We have a large group of standards, so you go to our design department and choose all your finishes before we start construction. If it doesn't cost us, it doesn't cost you. So a lot of, out of 500 villas, not two that are exactly alike. We have some very popular models. We currently start with townhomes. Actually have a special offer that you can communicate with Jim about. Townhomes, 1,333 square feet, 2 floors, covered parking, 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, a small dip pool or a plunge pool. And those will be $189,900, so kind of exciting. $10,000 off their normal price. We'll start building the first ones here in just a few weeks. 7-month build time on those, even though our villas are 5 months. All of our in-house builders are used to building our villas, and we're going to say 7 months until we get a little deeper into these. So there you go. Casa Linda is a great place, gated community, shuttle bus, amenities. We have a water park, walking trail, pickleball, tennis, and several restaurants. So a lot going on. Every villa comes with a car park and a golf cart park. So you can run your golf cart around the community and to the restaurant and to the amenities. Every villa comes with a pool based on the size of the villa. Ready to move in other than appliances and furnishings. That's on the owner. We can connect you with a free interior designer that can help you turn your dream into a reality. So how's that, Jim?
Yeah, no, that's a great introduction. And it occurs for me that you're also lowering your entry-level price point on getting into Casa Linda as well,
yeah,
right?
Well, not only with the townhouses, and thank you for bringing that up, we have a new model called the Bliss, which is a 2-bedroom, 2.5-bath with a small pool. I have a handful of lots available for those. That's a 400-meter lot, nice little villa, and that's our entry level at $199.9, and then a townhome at $189.9 as well. The villas are single floor, townhomes are 2-floor.
The townhomes, that's an interesting. You guys don't build a lot of townhomes inside the Casa Linda proper, right? They're mostly
No.
detached casa.
That's correct. Everything's a private villa until now. We just, the chairman of the board and the owner from Norway just came up with this plan and design. I think it's a great idea because it allows people to get in a little more economically, get a starter package, if you will. But let me add, the townhomes are the same quality as our villas, same finishes. The only difference is they share a wall.
Okay.
And they don't really have a big yard like our villas do.
Right. So if somebody's coming in today, let's say they're looking to buy, what are we sitting in here, a Sunsetter?
No, this is a Sunseeker, 3-bedroom, 3.5-bath on a flat lot. It's $369.9.
$369. I've got a full video that's going to break later today. This is a live video, but it will be re-released later today after all the SEO and the tags are done for it. But if someone comes in today and they're looking to buy a detached home, what are your options and what phases are they looking at? What type of size home are we looking at? I know that as the phases go, you sell out, obviously.
Yeah.
So you've got some. We're in 10 now. You still have some lots in here, correct?
This is actually 1131, so we're in phase 11. The first numbers denote the phase.
Okay.
Have one lot in phase 10, a couple in phase 11, and then quite a few in phase 12. And we've just added an extension to phase 12, so about a dozen lots there from 400 to 600 square meters. So 2, 3, probably could even squeeze a 4-bedroom on one of those lots.
Okay, so in the existing phases, then you've got a total of how many lots that would be potentially available?
Must be 27, 37, around 39 lots today available.
Oh, okay, all right.
And
so
excuse me, I should know that number, but we just got presented these new lots, and actually, you're the first to know.
Okay.
In the public. So there you
Appreciate
go.
that.
Find it first with Jim.
Also, maybe you don't get asked this very much, but I'm always interested in, if I buy in 11, when is the construction going to be done? Like, when am I not going to worry about when is all the the noise and the dust and everything that goes along with living inside a phase that's still being constructed?
Well, there's only a couple of lots left here, and those are for bigger villas. Okay. So
yeah, right.
Those, as of late, are, well, we don't know exactly when those will be completed because those lots are available and for sale.
Right.
And then we give up to 6 months leeway once you've secured a lot before you have to start construction. Now, in phase 10 and 11, we of course would like to finish the construction, so we give a little push to, and maybe even a little additional benefit. You have to check on that at the time. When you're one of the last lots to be built on, we encourage people to build sooner because your neighbors want the same thing that you just asked, which is to get rid of the dust and the construction and that. So in phase 12, you can delay up to 6 months, no problem, or you can start within about 6 weeks. Usually it takes about 6 weeks after you've separated a lot, put your $25,000 down, and secured that lot to get the contracts ready, to get the monies right, to get all your finishing choices completed, and assign a builder and break ground. That's usually about 6 weeks. We've done them sooner or quicker than that, but excuse me, that's normally the plan.
Okay, and that leads me to probably what we should discuss next is the logistics. Okay, so you meet a guy like me, or they walk into your sales office. They say, okay, we're ready to go. You get a presentation, obviously, before you sign the contract, but then what are the logistics from there? I know we've got deposits and closing dates and all that kind of stuff. And
absolutely.
Holdbacks.
Well, it's pretty simple, but first let's talk about that. You come in, we look at several villas. We like to show you around a little bit, the area a little bit, show you around Casalinda a bit. And then once you've chosen a villa, then you choose a lot that's appropriate sized and location for that villa. choose whatever from availability list. Then you make a deposit of $25,000. At that point, you're locked in. And then we do an in-lot plan, which shows your villa on that lot. You can make 5 groups of changes on that at no charge at all. We have in-house architectures, in-house engineering, etc., in-house land surveyors to confirm every detail. And then contracts, initial contracts or agreements are signed. Then you sign the final design if you decide to make any changes or anything at all. Our architectural department handles that. We send it off to you, then you sign off on that. Then we order technical plans and final quote. If you've made changes, or if your villa's on an elevated lot that require retaining walls or anything that's outside of the standard pricing. And at that point, we request a contract from the legal department or your lawyer, depending upon what you've chosen to do there. And then you sign that, send the 35% minus the $25,000 you would have already paid, and then we assign a builder and get going. Oh, you also, during that process, have to go through our design department and choose all your finishes and sign off on that.
All right, and then before closing and the final payments, how are they spread out?
Well, the payments are spread out based on how quickly the construction goes up, which is usually like clockwork, unless there's some inclement weather or something going on that changes that, COVID or something like that. Hopefully never again, but you get the point. And then once you've paid your 35% and we get started, then it's 30% your next payment, usually 4 or 5 weeks later, then 25%, then 10. So a total of 4 payments, and the 10 is just before key delivery. It's on our website under the buying process, so that's in writing, or you can call Jim and he can forward that to you. Right. It's always part of our initial conversation is if they're serious, how it all works. It's a pretty simple process. As I said before, we've done hundreds of these. Contracts are all the same, or all relatively the same, and we go from there. It's a pretty simple process, and we try to keep it real clean for the buyer and simple.
Right, and similar to, if you're paying a contractor to come in and renovate your home, you're not fully paid out before you have a final inspection and signed off on everything,
that's
right?
Correct.
So that's the last 10% that's payable?
That's correct, and then you have 30 days to produce a punch list, anything at all that squeaks or isn't quite right. Occasionally you get a door that squeaks or a drawer that doesn't close 100% properly. Every once in a while a plug-in that doesn't work, or just little things. So we send our staff over to correct those, and we knock them off one by one until everybody's happy, and then we go from there.
So what would you say? You probably got some pets in here as far as locations, certain lots that you would,
Absolutely.
that you feel attached to. Like if I was buying in here, of everything that's available, I'd be on this one right now. It's a little bit more. What are your favorite locations
Well, I've got
or
a
lots
couple
or
of
features
locations, but that's kind of tough to nail down because everything depends on the villa you choose. Right. There are several view lots available.
Ocean view.
Ocean view. If you buy an elevated lot, which means angled, then you have retaining walls, and that increases the price because those retaining walls have to hold the pool and the villa.
Right.
So they have to be built quite strong. And a couple of those view lots require second floor to get a premium view.
Right.
There is no additional fee at this time for a premium lot. However, retaining walls and 2-floor villas do cost a little more. So that's your payment for the view. Okay.
So you got a couple options left in this phase where we're sitting right now, 10, 11, and then 12, of course.
12's got quite a few.
Okay.
17, 18 lots available up there as of today, and they come and go. Sometimes somebody will put a lot on hold. We give a short amount of time, depending upon current demand, to get it together and send in your lot reservation fee of $25,000. And if that doesn't happen, then we're forced to release the lot and put it back on the market.
I don't normally have a whole bunch of questions that come in live, but here's one from YouTube from Africa. Is it possible for an individual to purchase their own lot and construct a home without utilizing the services of the designated developer?
No.
Okay.
And pretty simply why. After you own the villa And I'll just tell you from experience, after you own the villa and we build it, then let's say you have enough space and you've gotten approval from the management or the developer to build another bedroom, for example. We've had people that have built other things and they just don't meet our quality. Square and true can be a challenge. The same quality finishes can be a challenge. We don't necessarily, I don't want to say we don't care, but we don't necessarily care about the interior, but it's that it matches and meets our quality and standards on the exterior.
Okay.
And electrical and plumbing and all that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So no, you cannot.
All right. And as far as the new phases go, you've got some new common features as well, as far as infrastructure, restaurants, what?
Yeah, we have a fine dining restaurant coming, a gym and spa coming. They're separate locations, the gym and spa. We have a convenience store coming. We currently have 2 restaurants, water park. I think I mentioned this earlier, but touch on it again because it's important. We have quite a few things to do. And the shuttle bus makes 7 trips a day to both Sosua and Cabarete. You can be on a beach within 6 or 8 minutes, the most local beach. You can be picked up a couple of hours later. We have a live feed for the shuttle bus, so you know exactly where it's at, which is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, no, that shuttle bus is a huge feature for people.
Oh, it's a huge feature, and we have a lot of owners that don't drive and live here partially because of that shuttle bus.
Really?
You don't need to have a car.
Right.
And that's a big bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And that's included in your monthly fees. Okay?
Right.
Now taxis, and there's a couple of Ubers in the area, and I say a couple, I mean a couple.
Yeah.
Taxis, there's always a taxi at reception, or just a couple of minutes away if they've just left.
Right.
And so you can get around without transportation or without your own mode of transportation.
Yeah, interesting. And
a lot of people that live here have a preferred taxi driver, and they just call them direct.
Yeah, definitely. So you've also got some bonuses as far as dining on the beach. I know you've got one in Cabarete.
Well, actually, Casalinda just parted ways with that.
Oh, okay.
So we no longer have a beach club at this time, but we're looking for other options, and I'm confident we'll secure that.
All right.
And generally what that is either discounted or free lounge chairs on the beach.
Right.
We do have VIP treatment at Para Azules in Playa Alicia.
Oh.
Ivan down there, great guy. We supplied a lifeguard chair, an umbrella for the lifeguard, and there's some signage there. So our members get VIP treatment, or our owners get VIP treatment. And they do lounge chairs and umbrellas and tents and coolers and VIP service at the restaurant up on the ridge there,
Right.
etc. So we try to do everything we can to take the best care of our owners and make sure that anybody associated with us gives them the best care as well.
And propagates the reputation well. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, you guys have been around a long time. You don't survive this long if you're not doing business correctly or you're building
Well, and
a
that's
shoddy
always
product.
the goal, is to just take care of everybody and everything in an appropriate manner. Now, all that being said, we do our darndest to make sure that you get all the benefits that you look for and that you want. We are a gated community, so that's pretty big as well. I lived in here. I recently bought a farm and am developing a fruit and nut farm just up the hill from Casa Linda. But my point was, excuse me, I get excited.
We did a whole
about
show
farming,
on that.
right?
It's probably time for us to get caught up and see the farm again now that all the
Right.
fruit's starting to mature. You had no fruit-bearing trees when I was out there the first time.
Oh yeah,
but
now, well, on the Instagram for that we have
what's the
must be
farm called?
25. Finca Sol
Finca Sol.
_RD is the professional one, and then the one I run, which is just photos of the day, is Finca Sol _R Diaries. The letter R Diaries.
Okay.
But anyway, back to Casalinda. Excuse me, it's easy to get
I
get off
appreciate
on that
it.
subject,
No,
and I
it's,
really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's cool.
So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So where were we? Excuse me. Got off on the farm and kind of lost my train of thought.
I think we were talking about shared facilities and whatnot, but before you can expand on that further, We talked a little bit about HOA fees. Let's get a little bit more specific on that. And then I also want to talk to you about financing. If somebody comes in and they don't want to pay
Sure.
cash, I know most of the deals here seem to be cash, but some people are looking to use the bank's money. So,
Right.
what type of fees are we talking about? How do they change as far as going from the entry level to the top, and then financing as well?
Well, monthly fees start at $328. Okay, $328 US dollars. That includes the shuttle bus. That includes maintenance, fumigation, and lighting of all common areas, all the amenities. So the water park owners get in free, discounts at our restaurants, etc. And then they go up just slightly, $328 for a 2-bedroom, $345 for a 3-bedroom, and so on. So it's just a little increase as the villa size goes
Right.
up.
Okay.
Let's touch on first the most economical way to buy here if you don't just have $400,000 laying around, depending
Right.
upon the villa you choose.
Okay.
Best way is if you have, best and most economical way is if you have equity in something back home, wherever that might be. We have owners and buyers from all over the world, but generally speaking, North America, and that's where I'm from, and so that's what I know the best. A HELOC is your most economical way. That's a home equity line of credit. So you're taking just what you need from your asset back home, and it doesn't affect the interest rate of the entire mortgage. It only affects the amount that you take out. So you might match that with some savings, and then you're considered a cash buyer here. If you come down and you need national or local financing, which is kind of one and the same from a national bank, they run your credit back home. If you can't get credit back home, chances are you won't get it here. What they look at equally as much as your credit is your debt to income ratio. All right, now 680 credit score for a Canadian, 660 for an American with a good solid income to debt ratio. It's a little bit of a process, not as simple as it is back home, but if you're a little bit diligent and you provide all the documents required, 6 months bank statements, 2 years income tax returns, and et cetera. And then there's some documentation for moving money internationally, if that's how you're doing it, to show where it comes from, et cetera. And they'll give you pre-approval. And so once you're pre-approved, you're approved for bridge financing, which is an interest-only payment during the maximum of 7-month build time on your villa. We've been delivering in 5 months. We're pretty good at what we do, so we're delivering in a shorter time, but the contract will say a maximum of 7 months.
Oh, okay.
So your bridge financing is interest only on the amount financed only, to help us build your villa. Okay? So, yeah, you would contact Jim or me and we'd hook you up with a local bank or a national bank, or you can choose any bank in this country. They are financed in US dollars, and interest rates are fixed for a short period of time, 3 to 5 years, and then become variable. We have a lot of buyers that get local financing and then choose to pay it off much quicker, and there's no penalty for early payoff after 24 months.
Okay, after 24 months.
And that's with most banks in this country.
All right.
Now, we work closest with Scotiabank and Banco Popular. Banco Popular, maximum of 15-year term. Scotiabank, maximum of 25-year term.
Yeah, and the rates are, I mean, they're not like back home. I think what they're quoting 5-year money at 9% or something like that.
That's correct.
Right
3-year money, and that's 3-year fixed on a 15 or 25-year term.
Right.
For 8.5, 4-year fixed 8.75, 5-year fixed at 9. And those are on longer terms, 15 to 25 years. And at that point, it goes variable. Historically, which is all I can speak about when it comes to variable terms, it's only changed 0.5 to 0.75%. And that should remain the same, but obviously I can't guarantee that because I don't control it.
Yeah, the rates have been pretty stable for
years and years.
Well, yeah, and the last rate increase was maybe 18 months, 24 months ago, and it hasn't done anything since.
Well, and it was pretty small, but it did jump. Yeah.
Right. So the main thing is that we get you here. I mean, I moved from Canada almost 4 years ago with no idea where I was going. It was kind of a political decision based on, what I claimed, what I saw as, freedom of my movement. And so I got out of the country. So, but the main thing is that we get you here. Like this is, I've been in real estate most of my life, 30 plus years back home. But when I got here, real estate is like how I survive, but it's more about like fulfilling the dream, like helping people do what I did. And there's a lot of people doing that. So I don't care if they contact you directly. Hey, you want to mention my name? I saw you in the Jim Fannon show. Absolutely. That makes a difference for me. And or I'll walk you through the whole process. Either or is fine. So how do they get a hold of you directly if they want to do that? And my contact's all over the
Steven with a V at buyincasalinda.com. And please do mention this show because it's important we know where the leads come from. Mm-hmm. And, Jim, you say I survive. You living pretty good here, my friend.
Yeah,
You're living pretty good.
There's no complaints. I walk by, and I have been in survival mode as far as like getting here and figuring out how to stay. But there's food in my fridge, and every time I walk by the pool and there's a new guest, and they say, "How are you today?" I said, "What's there to complain about?" If it's winter back home, there's no snow to shovel. My government's out of my life completely down here. And, I was reminded fiercely that people still love each other, which I had forgotten back home. Down here, the culture, the local, it doesn't matter if the locals are Dominican or Haitians. We drove around
or Canadian or American or Brits, everybody's got a smile on their face.
The expats seem to be the only ones that are really miserable still. The locals are happy as hell, and it's evidenced by driving around the lot yesterday, and all the workers, whether they're Haitians or Dominicans, big smile, hola, big wave, everything like that. So it's a cultural shock, but it's a
good shock.
It's definitely not something that's going to break you. You're still like... wow, we got another comment.
I find it makes me happier to be surrounded by happy people, and I love that. I've been here 20 years and don't foresee moving back now. I raised 2 daughters here. Mm-hmm. And never felt this safe in the United States, and as a former military man, that saddens me to say. But it is absolutely the truth. Mm-hmm. Very little crime of violence here, very little. Crime of opportunity is what you may hear about here and there, but I don't hear about it hardly at all.
I came down here with the idea that I was moving to a violent country, and I think that most of that was urban legend from YouTube videos, and you still see them today. There's, I stay away from this. Shooting on the beach. No, they took down a bunch of casitas. There were some firecrackers, and yes, somebody got injured because they were trying to hassle the cops. I'm 6'4". I'm not a small guy. I'm also not a pretty blonde girl walking at night. So I have my own experience, but no one's messed with me the whole time I've been. Yes, you will get hustled like you do everywhere, but I feel safer than here.
Where are you hanging out? You're getting hustled. I haven't had that happen.
Yeah. There's always the guys that are taking an angle on you, and they might want to charge you too much for this. But if you got your eyes open, you should be good to go. But I was really surprised that what I was fearing here was violence and a lot of crime never materialized.
Right.
Yeah, there's crime of opportunity. There's the hustle that's always there, but I feel safer here than I felt in my own hometown. And, people are commenting on my my expat videos, oh, yeah, third world country. And this
is not a third world country.
I know. And they throw that around like they don't even understand what it means.
Clearly.
And, Dragos, which I noticed was sitting right there when he made his video the other day, which is getting some play on YouTube. Mary Fama, what's up? I know I lost my train of thought, but I was surprised that when I moved here that it wasn't what they said it was.
No.
And that's it. I'll get comments from people in Chicago or Baltimore saying, "Yeah, what about the crime and violence?" I'm like, "Bro,
what crime and
you
violence?
live in Chicago,
Detroit,
DC."
Yeah.
Yeah,
we get a lot of East Coast people. because of the direct flights and easier access.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about 20-25 minutes from Puerto Plata, not to change the subject, but from the POP International Airport, which is also called Gregorio Luperón International Airport,
Right.
or the Santiago Airport is an hour and a half away. Makes it pretty convenient to get here. Santo Domingo's about 4 hours. Punta Cana's about 5.5. Via taxi or bus, a little longer via bus because of the stops. But access is pretty easy to come and go.
Yeah. Thank you for your time, brother. Just another chance for you to give your details on contact. If people want to get a hold of you, ask you any questions. I've got a couple of questions here, but we got to get out of this house because there's going to be more people walking through it. We only have a quiet time for a couple hours here. So,
can I give out my WhatsApp?
Yeah, absolutely.
809-545-6444. Again, my name is Steven, sales manager at Casa Linda. Shoot me a WhatsApp or call me on the direct mobile at that same number. Mention this show and Jim, and we'll do whatever we can to help you and make the process as simple as possible.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, brother. And that's how you do that. Buyincasalinda.com is the website address that you want to hit. And Steven, Steven, at Casalinda.com. Buyincasalinda.com is how you get a hold of him. And me. I'm Jim Fannon. I'm your host. If you're watching on the Buying Dominican Republic channel, that's pretty much all we do here is real estate and lifestyle videos. But if you're watching on X, YouTube, Facebook, DLive, Twitch, we actually are on Rumble now. We're broadcasting on probably 10 different platforms right now on about 12 accounts. So no matter where you're at, you can reach me at 1-809-330-8926. That's Jim Fannon, 1-809-330-8926. Peace, love, hug your neighbor, and I am out.